Hi everybody, welcome to Triple Nickel Trapper. I'm going to do a show here about putting some muskrats on some boards. Just got them out of the deep freeze, they're still pretty frozen. Best tool you can use. I clean the meat off the top gently. Don't want to put any holes in them. To about there. All of this red meat is a saddle. I don't know how well you can see this. It would sure help to have somebody help and film, but I don't, so c'est la vie. Now I get that cleaned up about like that on both sides. That side's good already. And I pull this down and go up. Look how that fat just scrapes right off of there. I sure hope you guys can see this. Lost my pail. There we go. This stuff is great bait. When I flush beaver, I keep it all too. Called beaver bacon. No, I don't eat it, but I suppose you could, but it's just great bait. Everything loves eating. Boy, did I almost say that out loud? Anyway, to get all this fat off, I'm going to show you how those other stretchers work too, because some of my feedback was they don't understand how the stretchers work. So I will show you. Okay, I don't want to take much of this off. They like when you leave the some of the saddle on because it makes the hide tougher and easier to work with, because it's still got to go through a tanning process and everything. Now here's a trick I do. Turn it 90 degrees so the back is right on this edge, and then I can get the sides that are on the board. Okay, you get her all cleaned up. Like so. And that stuff don't like letting go of the spoon, so sometimes you gotta get right in there. Okay, that's good. And I give them a nice shining up with this cloth here just to get any extra fat out from under that saddle. It's pretty important. You don't need them sitting up there dripping muskrat juice all over everything, so clean it up first. Like I said before, these things will not be worth the effort this year. But I wanted to get out and still do a little trapping. You know, it's kind of a, well, it's not kind of a crime, it is a crime. When you go into a store, look at a mink coat, full-length mink coat, you're looking 10, 12 grand. But yet when you catch a beautiful mink, and I've caught some really beauties out here, and they give you $2.46 for a mink. You know what? They're back to the old days of stack the beaver skins as high as you can for a rifle, or here's a jug of whiskey for some beaver skins. So this is kind of me boycotting them by not trapping. I know people will trap anyway, but most of you that know me know I'm not other people. I'm going to grab a stretcher and we'll get him on there. Give it a squeeze. Set them on there. Now these ones, they don't really want to stay on the top, so comes that clothespin trick again. Just find the center with the front legs and the nose. And you put the nose dead center and pin it. Another thing I like to do is, this one's got one big leg hole there, but when they're tight little leg holes, just stick it inside. So much neater. Can you see that? It'll dry nice like that. Now, I pull the back down a little first. I this right in the bottom. See these hooks? Put those right in the scallop, which is the very middle and the long parts that I was telling you about before that you don't get paid for anyway. One there. And on the front. Pull it down a bit. Pin it. Try and pin them straight across from each other. Looks a lot neater. And there you go. Muskrat on the stretcher. I'll hang it up. I did that box too. I'll show you that. Can't get too close to him, but there's that little fox. He's split the tail all the way down. Open it up so it dries. I stand him up. A little of the newspapers to keep it to dry, make it dry a little better. I always pin the ears forward. Can you see that? There we go. Pin the ears forward over the eye holes. You'll see when I flip them later how good that makes them look. A couple of little boards inside the legs and pinned. Lay them in at about a 45 so they hang a bit. And yeah, he'll be ready to flip tonight. Oh, let's go for a walk through here. Said I'd show you my deep freeze. And that is it, right full of muskrat, beaver, lots of good bait in there. Back a little bit. Pretty full. I'm going to be getting it out. I want to do a better job for you guys on my shows. I can't really run a show with a half a dozen traps. So I've been sticking out some big baits. And go set some traps around them. Set this back up right. See if I got another thawed one enough here. Yeah, this one might go. Hopefully you can see me. I think I got it pointed the right way. I guess while I'm sitting here I could say hi to a few people. I'd like to say hi to the Hill Boys. Sheldon, Sherry, and their two little kids. Thanks for your subscriptions, guys. I really appreciate it. And like I said, I'll be putting better shows together. You guys deserve better. I'll give you better. Well, that one's got a big saddle on him, but that's a big rat. That's a really big one. He's going on a board. You don't want to scrape too much because you get down where you can see the hair and all of a sudden you're looking at a deduction because these go just like it is on the board. First side in, because pretty much all the muskrat have the same kind of hair. There's no real big variations in color or anything. Don't want to let go of that stuff. Pull them down in this side, go up. Now it looks like I'm not being careful, but I've done this many times, so I got kind of a little touch for it. Generally when a guy says something like that, he puts a big hole in the pelt. But